Thankfully, Max and Oleg are all right. I suppose they weren't born yesterday. They'll get along with the soldiers somehow. And exactly how are we going to get away from here again, I don't yet know. We can brainstorm that later. In the meantime, I can try to find the camp from which my father started his expeditions. The thing is, where do I look? Apart from this tent, I have found no signs of human existence. Hopefully I can get some help here. I am not driving away from here until I have found out something at least that throws a little light on Daddy's kidnapping. This thing has all the bells and whistles. You can even play Orion Squad 1 with it. There's no reception here. Sorry for simply barging in like this, but I'm looking for...
Medicine. Parchment. Burnt.
What? Which parchment? And what kind of medicine? I don't understand. The old guy seems to be in a kind of semi-conscious state. I'm not at all sure if he can even hear me. Obviously, he needs some kind of medication. I'll take a look around. The old man doesn't look very well. I'm not going to get any further on my own, and if he doesn't get his medicine soon... I need your help, old man.
Me. Sin.
In his condition, I am hardly going to be able to talk to him. I'm afraid he's going to fall into a coma at any time. It's a pity that civilization has progressed even into deepest Russia. There will be everything one needs to survive in there. First aid? Only first aid for alcoholics. 1 bottle of vodka and nothing else. No bandages, no painkillers. Apart from the vodka, of course. This is obviously what is considered in the area to be a comprehensive, all-purpose first aid measure. The old man obviously needs a specific medicine. This is an exceptional situation. Vodka alone won't help. The fireplace is already cold. The fire hasn't completely destroyed the parchment, but it is pretty charred and brittle. These bits of parchment have been so badly fire damaged that they'll fall apart if I pick them up. I'll have to restore them somehow. The tree is ancient. It must have survived the catastrophe undamaged, but that was 100 years ago. Only the bark is flaking off. But that would happen to me after a century as well. It makes a very solid impression. It makes a very solid impression. I definitely won't fell the tree with that. I'll limit myself to the bark. A huge bit of bark. A huge bit of bark. Pretty sticky, this stuff. If I touch that stuff, I'll never get it off my hands again. A simple tin cup. simple tin cup. There's tree resin in it. That stuff stinks. It looks and smells like there's sulfur coming out of there. I'm not putting my hand into that. I'll scald myself. Good idea. I'll take the cup and reach into the steam. After a few seconds, my arm is perfectly done and ready to serve. This grill is rather rusty. This grill is rather rusty. The resin will probably burn into the cup. That won't help me much either. Through a small hole in the lid, you can see that it's almost full of water. The trough is empty. Clearly, nobody seems to take very good care of the animals. A small plug stuck in the barrel. If I pull the plug on that barrel, its contents will seep into the ground. That poor animal is drinking as if there were no tomorrow. If I continue to take such loving care of these animals, I'll never be able to save myself from offers of membership from every conservation organization in the country. Resin at the bottom, water on top, and cup surrounding it all. Through heating, the water and the resin have mixed. The resin is almost runny now. A beautiful animal. Wouldn't it make a wonderful bedside rug? The fur is quite soft. It would definitely... Don't look at me like that, or I'll put my thoughts into action. I have a different concept of sharp. I have a different concept of sharp. The scissors are so blunt that I'll only manage to tear some hairs out. The reindeer won't like that very much. A sharp stone. A sharp stone. Not really the superlative in whetstones, but these scissors can't get any blunter. And how's that? It now cuts more than butter. Beautifully sharp again. Easy there, boy. It reeks a little bit, but it's relatively soft. One of those things comprising of 3 billion threads. They all look as if they're about to fall apart. I'll be very careful that... One of the threads has come loose. I don't need any more of them, so I'll leave the tassels where they are. A short woolen thread. I've tied the hair into a sort of ponytail. A simple wooden cooking spoon. A simple wooden cooking spoon. If I take the spoon, the hairs, and this thread, and I... Hey! It works! It will never be a masterpiece of contemporary art, but it will serve its purpose admirably. What do you want me to paint it with? The resin is still runny enough to paint with. If I paint the resin very carefully over the parchment pieces... It worked! 5 parts of the source of life, 2 parts of root of tears, 1 part blood of the night, 3 parts drops of intoxication, to be taken shortly before it unites with the wind. What effect it is supposed to have isn't noted, just as much as how to get each ingredient. Hey, old man, wake up. Is this the recipe for your medicine? It really does seem to be the recipe. The old guy wants me to prepare it in this vial. I'll have to hurry preparing his medicine. He's not going to hold out for much longer. The shepherd gave me the small vial. I believe he wants to have his medicine in there. A strange creature with its mouth open. It seems to be some type of nutcracker.
No.
The old guy obviously doesn't want me to take the statue. I'd better leave it here. Five parts from the source of life. Got it. The following ingredients are in the vial. 5 parts source of life. Siberian gentian leek. Seems to be the only plant that flowers around here. I have no idea if it is under protection, but it is so pretty that I would really like to make an exception and leave it in one piece. I know, they're under the protection of nature conservation laws. I'll be very careful. It is almost halfway fresh. The plant will hardly fit in there. I could press out the gentian bulb with that, but then the juice would run all over the place. Well, that must be the right doses, depending, of course, on the bulb being meant as the root of tears. The following ingredients are in the vial. 2 parts root of tears, 5 parts source of life. A failed and abandoned attempt to plant and raise a tomato plant known to the biologist as Solanum lycopersicum. For others, love or paradise apple, a member of the nightshade family. What should I do with this drought victim? A tomato ketchup sachet. With any luck, it may also have some natural ingredients in it. A tomato ketchup sachet. With any luck, it may also have some natural ingredients in it. Ketchup is made of tomatoes. Tomatoes belong to the nightshade family. That could be the connection to the blood of the night reference. I'll try it. The following ingredients are in the vial. 1 part blood of the night, 2 parts root of tears, 5 parts source of life. A few drops of the intoxication. I must have all of the ingredients together now. The recipe says something about taking it shortly before it unites with the wind. Whatever that's supposed to mean. The medicine is not finished yet. The sulfur fumes have gone. Only that horrible smell is there. The fireplace is already cold. A large case, probably for provisions. Too big, too heavy, and too useless. Then I'll get on with my favorite hobby and start destroying things. And this is all that this spade and I leave over from the case. And this is all that this spade and I leave over from the case. The firewood has been expertly stacked. Not too bad for a woman. A box of matches from the nightclub lady. A few are still in it. Making fire is becoming one of my specialties. Hopefully this witch's brew doesn't blow up in my face. I have no idea when the stuff is ready, but before it all evaporates... Evaporate! That's it! To be taken before it unites with the wind. Then the medicine must be finished. I wouldn't drink that for all the money in the world. I hope it helps the old man, though. I wouldn't drink that for all the money in the world. I hope it helps the old man, though. Drink, old man. I hope that helps.
Thanks.
My pleasure. What happened?
A little difference of opinion with the guards.
Guards? From the research station?
Yes, Oh, it's not important.
Not so important. You nearly died.
But I'm alive. And you aren't just here to help me, are you? You have some questions.
Yes. How did you know?
Your eyes betray you. The eyes betray everyone. And your eyes, I know your eyes. They were here once a long time ago.
Me? I was most certainly not.
Yes, they were. but they weren't in the body of a young woman. You're the daughter of... What was his name again?
Vladimir Kalenkow? You know my father?
Yes, Vladimir was his name. He came to me back then like you are today, with the same eyes.
I need your help. If you knew my father, then you can also tell me what happened here all those years ago.
I'm only a shepherd. I've always been a shepherd, and I will remain a shepherd for the rest of my life.
But...
I know my place in life, and you should know yours too. Listen to the words of a simple man. My son didn't listen to me.
What do you mean?
You want to know what happened here almost 50 years ago, and what is happening here today. My son was also curious. He didn't want to listen to me. He found a strange piece of metal in the woods, and he asked questions. The wrong questions to the wrong people. I never saw him again. There are things that we are just not meant for. If we don't realize this...
Old man, your words may be very wise, but my father is in danger and I need your help.
I know. I can see it in your eyes. You really are just like your father. I also warned him, but he didn't want to listen to me either. He entered the cursed realm of the Ugdi, the evil thunderbirds that have been sent to cause endless sickness since the year of the great catastrophe. Your father ignored my warning, and his companion must have paid dearly for it. I know that I cannot stop you, so I will tell you where your father had his camp back then. Follow the northern path until you reach the swamps, and you will find what you are looking for. But always remember my words. Be careful in everything you do. Things happen here that no one can even begin to imagine.